Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be looking at the TensorFlow tutorial, and specifically, I'm going to be covering a walkthrough of the structured data, which is classified structured data with preprocessing layers. I'm going to break this into different parts. So today, in this episode, I'll just quickly look at the overall what we want to cover. In the next few episodes, we'll break them down into chunks. So I want to look at how we can classify structured data using Keras Preprocessing Layers. The first question you want to ask ourselves, what is the structured data? In a simple term, we just say a table, something that has a schema. A schema in the sense that it has a defined attribute, and each attribute represents a unique characteristics of the data, and in each of the rows you actually have a record. So each row entry represents a unique record. So, and the data set that was used in this tutorial is a pet finder mini data set, and we'll look at what is contained in the data set, the different attributes that are represented, and the descriptions of those attributes, the type, and the data type. Now notice something, we talk about the feature type and the data type. In machine learning, we refer to the columns as the features, and the interpretation of what the type of a feature is slightly different from just a data type, whether it's string, integer, or float. It's different from the representation on the computer. A feature to us is more human-like as to whether the particular columns can be categorized into buckets by something that is continuous. All right. So we'll look at this. We'll look at loading the data set. We're going to explain each of the libraries, and we'll do a walkthrough in the Colab as well of the implementation. Look at the pandas data frame, how the target variable was created, which is the label. We look at this code, how this splitting was actually done. You could see we have in this place we are having like decomposition, like spreading, breaking the other part of the code into three parts, the right hand side. Then we look at how to create the input pipeline. We look at the Keras Preprocessing Layers, transformations that need to be done based on the data type, whether it's numerical or whether it's categorical. Then we look at how we preprocess the selected features before we now go into the training and validation as well as the testing. Then we now actually go into how the model was created, the design of the model architecture. This is defining the model. Now this is now preparing the model, compiling the model parameters, and how we actually plot the model before it is trained, and fitting the model to the data set on the training, and validating on the validation set. Look at the metrics to evaluate the model on the test set after it's fully trained. And we look at how to save the model, and also that's that. So this is the first part. In the next part we pick up right from the very beginning to explain more about this. Thank you very much, and see you in the next one.